LSU blows a 3-run lead. They fall to Little Rock 10-4, a deciding game on Monday. It's Locked on LSU. Here we go.
You are Locked on LSU, your daily podcast on the LSU Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay, let's get it. It is Locked on LSU, your team every day. I'm your host, Matt Moscona. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. We're free, available wherever you get podcasts, of course, on YouTube as well. So please subscribe. As always, one of the fastest ways to help us grow is by leaving your comments below. So thank you sincerely for that. Today's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances. Use the code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. All right, y'all. LSU loses with a chance to end the regional 10-4 to the 4 seed. If you were watching the game on the broadcast, you noticed that that is the first time ever in this format since 1999 that LSU has lost a game in a regional to a 4 seed. Got a lot to delve into. I want to talk about this game and, more importantly, what LSU does on Monday to try to win this regional, move on, host Supers against West Virginia, who rallied to beat Kentucky and won the Clemson regional. So got a lot to talk about here. Thank you for being with us. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're there with us, if you're on podcast, please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Okay. Let me give you some big picture observations. We'll go through the game. We'll talk about tomorrow. We'll get to your questions and comments. So thank you for that. Please drop them in. The unavoidable part of this is that this sucks. You were up 3-0 against the 4 seed, and you gagged it away because you walked 11. Let me make sure I have that number right. I think your pitching walked 11 in this ball game. Hang on. Yup, you walked 11. That is a season high in walks. And of the 11, 7 of the 11 walks scored, you lost 10-4. So you lost by 6 in a game where 7 of the 11 batters that you walked came around to score. You know, we have talked all year about this team and the warts, right? And every team has them. Vanderbilt, the number 1 national seed, they've been eliminated. Texas, the number 2 national seed, the SEC regular season champion, they've been eliminated. Every team has warts. We know what LSU's warts are. The bullpen is not deep. They're talented, but they're not deep because they struggle to throw strikes. And at times, your offense goes into a deep freeze. Those are your warts. You've been able to overcome them because you've got arguably the 2 best. I think you have the best 1-2 punch in the country as far as starting pitching. What is massively disappointing is that in this ball game, you went to Jaden Noot, who his last 2 outings have been really good. He gave you 4 innings pitched of really good baseball his last 2 outings, including the start in the SEC tournament against Ole Miss. And you were going Noot Shores, thinking, okay, Noot Shores will get you deep into the ball game. Your offense will do great. And then you can hand it off to Cowan Evans, close it out. Noot didn't get out of the 2nd inning. And then Shores, who was awesome, came into a miserable spot in the 2nd after Cano homered to make it 3-2. And then Noot gives up a double and a walk. So there's 2 on in a 3-2 ball game. And Shores goes strikeout, strikeout. You're going, all right, perfect. The big 6'8" donkey who throws 100 is in, and now he's going to settle this thing. And then you go into the 3rd, and Shores goes ground out, walk, walk, walk. Cano clears the bases with a 3 RBI double, and you're losing 5-3. Cooper Williams comes into the game. Hat tip Cooper Williams. Let me get you his final line on this ball game. Cooper Williams, 3 2/3, no runs, allowed just 3 hits, struck out 4, walked 1. Cooper Williams gave you a shot in this ball game. He got you out of the third. In the fourth, he did allow 2 singles, but got Cano to fly out to end the inning. Got a 1-2-3 fifth, got a 1-2-3 sixth, a 7-pitch inning, and then they went to Myers in the 7th. Myers got a 1-2-3 7th, and then Myers blew up in the 8th. So, hat tip to Cooper Williams, the freshman, gave you an opportunity, giving you 3 2/3 a shutout ball, which gave you a shot, right? It gave you a shot. But in the end, your offense couldn't do enough. Your offense, you scored 3 in the first. You put up the 4th run in the 5th when Hernandez scored on a wild pitch. Anyway, disappointing. Malcolm Brown from Little Rock did what that squad needed. To be in a position where you lose on Friday and you come back and you win an elimination game Saturday, an elimination game Sunday, then another one on Sunday night, you need somebody to step up for you and give you length. And Malcolm Brown from Little Rock hat tip to that guy, 5 1/3 of 1 run ball. The only run he gave up was that run in the 5th on the pass ball. So, or I guess it was a wild pitch, but either way, tip your cap. The unfortunate part about that for LSU is that young guy going 5 1/3 allowed them to preserve arms to come back to throw at you on Monday. Couple of observations from this game. Really disappointing outing for Jaden Noot. Not making out of the second. Noot's final line in this ball game, forgive me, I'm doing this as we go live, and thank you for being with us here, y'all. Noot's final line, 1 1/3. He got you 4 outs. I mean, Jaden Noot got you 4 outs. You were hoping to get 4 innings. He got you 4 outs. 2 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 2, walked 2. And boy, he just blew up in the second. Struck out the first guy in the second, went walk, homer to Cano, double walk, and he's out of the game. You went to Shores, who got you out of it, but it's unfortunate. Now, Noot threw 32 pitches. Shores only threw 22 pitches. So Shores could give you something on Monday. I'm going to talk about Monday in the next segment here in a second and how this all shapes up. So the way this will break down, and by the way, this is a normal Monday Locked On show. So I'm going to do 3 segments. So I'll talk about this game, break, talk about Monday, break, and then we'll get your questions and comments. So please drop your questions and comments. I appreciate you for being with us live. My goodness, y'all. LSU's offense had the opportunities, left them loaded in the 3rd and left them loaded in the 4th. That 3rd inning, this is like, it's just disgusting to watch how this played out because you had so many opportunities. In the 3rd, Dickinson pops out, Brown grounds out. So quickly 2 outs. Then they walk 2, and then Hernandez gets the infield single to 3rd base. Braswell's up with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and he flies out to center field. You leave him loaded. In the 4th, you start the inning with a strikeout of Stanfield, but then you turn the lineup over, and Curiel, who's been awesome in this regional, gets a single. They make the pitching change. And this was the moment in the game. This was the moment in the game in the 4th where I think Jay Johnson panicked, and I didn't love it. And I think in the 4th is when Jay Johnson got out coached. Where both coaches were managing the situation, and I think Jay lost in this situation. The lineup flips over. Curiel singles. They make a pitching change to go to the lefty. They get Jones to fly out. They walk Dickinson, and now Jake Brown's up. Well, they don't want to go lefty-lefty, so they pinch hit John Pearson, who has 5 hits on the season. They go to John Pearson. He rolls over one. By the grace of God, he gets on because the first baseman can't pick it on a bad throw. Next up is Fry. Forgive me. John Pearson, 2-0 count. They make the pitching change to the righty, who gets John Pearson to roll over one. Mid-count pitching change. The error was on, this is interesting. They changed it. They initially said E6. They ruled it E1. It was on Cano, the first baseman, because he couldn't pick it. And then you have Fry up there, who pops out to shortstop. You leave him loaded in the third and the fourth. And you never really, you threatened again in the fifth. You got the run home on the wild pitch. They intentionally walk Curiel to get to Jones. Jones strikes out on 3 pitches. That was the last time you would threaten the entire game. So, unfortunately, that's how it went. Checking my notes. Just not a great day. Not a great day of baseball. Season high in walks. 7 of the 11 walks scored. Malcolm Brown saved their arms for tomorrow. Your offense had opportunities. You ended up leaving, let's see, in this ball game, you out hit them. You out hit them 11-8. They only had 8 hits in the ball game. You out hit them 11-8. You left 10 on. They left 9 on. This is not a game you should have lost. And I'm not just saying it because it was a 1-4 game. Look at the box score, and you will go, 11 walks. That was it. That was your undoing. So you lose to a bad baseball team because you couldn't throw strikes, and unfortunately, that cost you. Now you got to try to win a game on Monday to save your season. So let me knock out a quick break, come back, and we will talk about Monday and what I think will happen. It's Locked On LSU, your team every day. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. Offers you all-in-one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, even plan long-term goals. Managing money, by the way, with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, stay on the same page without the stress. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONCollege for half off your first year. All right, I'm going to get to your questions and comments, so please keep dropping them in. There's like 300 already, and God bless you. There's over 800 people watching us live, almost 900. I love you all for being here with us. Even though today sucks, we'll commiserate with each other, and I'm sincerely glad you're here. I thought we might need this, the 1:17 a.m. shirt. This was a slow played ball game that took darn near 4. I guess it did take 4 hours. Darn near 4 hours to finish. It's a very slow played ball game. Okay, let's look at what this means for Monday. Let's go through what we know. Anders and Einstein, they're done. Okay, you're not bringing them back. You would love a scenario. I don't want to say you'd love it, but you have to look at it as an all-in proposition. This is your season. If you lose on Monday, your season's over. There's no sense in saving someone for the next round. So you have to change your mindset now. The tricky part is that Little Rock has been in that mindset now for their last 3 games. And so they're very comfortable in this mindset, knowing if they lose, their season's over. For LSU, you're going to wake up today, and know that if you lose today, you go to the ballpark, you lose today, your season's over. 55 regular season games, 19 conference wins, a top 8 national seed, dreams of Omaha, a very favorable draw. If you lose on Monday, it's over. Whole thing's over. So how do you play this? The great thing for LSU is Evans and Cowan have not pitched. And both of those guys have the ability to give you length. So my guess is, because we've seen it, they'd start Cowan. I'm sorry, forgive me. My guess is, because we've seen it, they would start Evans. But honestly, Zach Cowan was the Friday night guy at Wofford a year ago. And my inclination is to think I would probably start Zach Cowan, because he's been a starter for you. He's been a starter in his career. Cowan has primarily been a reliever this season. Forgive me, I'll give you exactly his stats real quick. So Evans has started 3 times. Cowan has not started yet this year, but Cowan has thrown more innings than Evans. Cowan's thrown 45 in a third. Evans has thrown 41 in a third. But Cowan get your stats from last year. Cowan last year at Wofford threw 110 innings. He is certainly capable of extending at the college level. That's probably what I would do. I would give the ball to Cowan and say, man, you're a veteran. You've been a starter. He pitched in regionals last year in North Carolina. I would probably give the ball to Cowan and say, go until you run into trouble. And at that point, you give the ball to Case and Evans. And it's not a situation, I think, where you have to say we're going to save him for the end of the game, because you can't run the risk of getting to the end of the game losing. You've got to throw your best arms. I mean, this is a situation where you empty the tank because the season ends. So Cowan, Evans, Cowan, whatever way they decide to do it, I don't know. But those guys should be fresh, ready to roll. They both pitched against South Carolina. Neither pitched last weekend in the SEC tournament. Neither has pitched so far in the regional. So both of them have gone 2 weeks without throwing. They should have fresh arms. Whichever decision Jay decides to make, Evans, Cowan, Evans, those have to be the guys you go to. Connor Ware is also available to you as well. A lefty who has only given you 21 and a third innings, but has been a starter and can certainly extend as well. Connor Benj is available for you. William Schmidt is available. And as we mentioned in this game, Chase Shores only threw 22 pitches. So Shores is absolutely available for you as well. So just when you look at this in totality, Evans, Cowan, Schmidt, Ware, Benj, Shores, they're all available to you in this ballgame. There's a possibility that you could bring Ianson back. He pitched on Friday, 2 days rest. Could you bring him back for a couple of batters? Like, if Monday would be a bullpen day after 2 days rest, I'm not saying you give him any length, but maybe 1 inning, pitch to a hitter, a key spot. Again, your season's over if you lose. A year ago, we saw LSU go to the bullpen and bring in Gage Jump for the 9th inning against North Carolina. It didn't work. He blew the save, but it was a situation where they went to their best guy with the season on the line. So that I would say Ianson would be a possibility just for a batter, an inning, 15 pitches maybe. What can you get out of him if you have to have him? Like, you get to the 9th, you're up 4-3. Could you go to Ianson to get you the final 3 outs? Maybe. That's something you could look at. So, your season's on the line. You to steal a line from Dan Fouts and the Waterboy, you can't hold anything back. So it's an uncomfortable spot to be in. And after LSU cruised through the first 3 games, not allowing a single run, none of us thought we'd be sitting here on Sunday night, now Monday morning, thinking LSU was going to be talking about how they manage a Monday game against the 4-seed Little Rock to get through this regional. But here we are. Okay. I just dropped my pen. There it is. All right. Let's get to your questions and comments. It's Locked on LSU, your team every day. Louisiana Focus said, did Matt say binge? Dude hadn't thrown in 2 months. I get it. It's also a situation where you don't have any options other than to throw everything. I get it. I understand what you're saying. And it hasn't been 2 months, but I'm with you. He also throws 97, and he's a righty that can give you length and can also get 97 out of the bullpen and grab you a strikeout. Straub Skills, at what point did Jay say, let's start playing for Monday with the pitching by not bringing in Cow and Evans? Okay, it's a fair question, but I don't disagree at all with what he did in going Newt Shores. We've seen that. Like, Newt Shores Myers has been what, I mean, if you're an everydayer and shout out, we've talked about that ad nauseum here, like for the last month. I mean, I told you this for the last month that someone within the program had told me, close to the program, had told me that they needed Shores and Myers to emerge. Newt Shores Myers is the progression they'd gone to. And they did it again tonight. They went Newt Shores Myers. And well, they went to Cooper Williams, but then Myers. But the point is, you certainly thought you were going to get more out of Newt and Shores. And when you went to Williams, he gave up single and then the squeeze bunt. You're down 6-3. You're not going to Cowan or Evans in that spot down 6-3. Like, when would you have gone to them? I mean, your offense was a no-show for, I mean, you scored 3 in the first, 1 in the fifth. You scored in 2 out of 9 innings. I mean, you're not going to go to your best arms losing. If you were tied or had the lead, I'm with you, but not down 3 runs. No. Kevin, offense is mid. You're not changing that in June. We're weak offense. Fire the hitting coach. Done. Clearly failed history. The hitting coach is your head coach. I don't think they're going to fire him. And I don't think this offense is mid. This offense scored 12 runs against Dallas Baptist a day ago and 7 against this Little Rock team 2 days ago. And they're top 5 in the SEC in basically every statistical category. They're not mid. They're actually very good. You just can't see the forest through the trees, and you don't understand that some days in baseball, it's not your day. And today wasn't their day, man. So see if they can do it tomorrow. Unacceptable, got what they deserved. No plan, no accountability. I can't say they had no plan. Clearly, they had a plan. The plan was to go Newt Shores. Newt got into a situation where they were hitting him in the second, and then they brought in Shores, and he walked the bases loaded in the third. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They had a plan. They just didn't execute. It's poor. I mean, it's poor. I'll tell you the thing that I didn't like was, if you want to talk about Jay in this game, I hated what he did in the fourth. I think he got out coached in the fourth. Going to John Pearson, who's got 5 hits all season in the fourth inning of a 5-3 ball game. That was not smart. Now, John Pearson got on because of an E3, and then they pinch ran him with Josh Pearson, who then, by the way, in the following inning, there was a ball hit to right field that fell in front of him that Jake Brown makes that play. It's one of the things I tell you about all the time with Jake Brown. Like, so many times that the people who like to pile on me only look at the batting average, the whatever he did at the plate. A night ago, Jake Brown got hit by a pitch, was on first base, scored from first on an extra base hit. Josh Pearson in right field lets a ball fall in front of him that Jake Brown makes that play. It's the type of thing that if you're actually paying attention, you'll notice the way that someone can affect the game other than just looking at, well, was he 0 for 4 or 2 for 3 or whatever. But not everybody sees that. So whatever. That's the complaint I have with Jay. In the ninth inning, he pinch hit Dalton Beck for Daniel Dickinson. Like, Dickinson's been one of your best hitters all year. You're going to Dalton Beck, who hasn't had a meaningful AB since Tennessee. Great. Had a giant knock down 3 in the ninth against Tennessee or whatever it was. I forget. But like in that situation, you go to Dalton Beck because you want a lefty righty. Like, I think Jay got outmanaged in this game. He did. Do better tomorrow. Happens. Just like players have an 0 for 4, 0 for 5 day. Happens. Come back tomorrow and do better. It's a great thing about baseball. Except tomorrow, Monday, whenever you're listening or watching to this, is the end of your season if if you don't get it done. Let's see. Are there any more that I want to get to? Questions, or rather questions or comments. Can we pull Ben McDonald out of the booth for a couple innings? I don't know. And the thing about throwing strikes, and by the way, shout out Milky Swank. Said, Matt, you look mad handsome tonight. Thank you, Milky Swank. I needed some positive vibes today. Respect. The thing about the walks, and that's obviously been a topic all year. I'm not avoiding that. I mean, that's been the bugaboo. But the point that I've made is when they've been able to shrink the bullpen, you've seen that largely dissipate, right? When they've gotten to the 7 guys, largely they count on Anderson, Ianson, Cowan, Evans. Unfortunately, Noot, Shores, who they've counted on recently, but both of them had problems with walks today. Shores walked 3, walked the bases loaded. Noot walked 2. You've largely not seen that as a problem of late because you've found the guys you can lean on. Today was not one of those days, but Cooper Williams ended up having a magnificent day. 3 2/3 of shutout ball, just 3 hits. He struck out 4. He only walked 1. That was really good for Cooper Williams. Hope he can build on that. Would love him to build on that this postseason and not next year. But you got to win another game. And by the way, you look around the rest of college baseball today, stunning what transpired. Vanderbilt, the number 1 national seed, they're out. Texas, the number 2 national seed, lost to UTSA 7-4, they're out. Arkansas has advanced. Auburn has advanced. Oklahoma avoided elimination against North Carolina. They'll play a championship game tomorrow. Georgia has been eliminated by Oklahoma State. So, Kentucky beat Clemson, but then Kentucky was eliminated by West Virginia. So you look around the league and you go, man, the NCAA tournament is really hard. Teams are good. It's hard to win in advance. The good thing for LSU, as disappointing as this is, the good thing is tomorrow you have Kason Evans, Zach Cowan rested, and I guarantee, and I some of you might ask, what does Little Rock have? I have no idea. I'm like, at this point, what Little Rock has played Friday, Saturday, 2 games Sunday, and now is about to play a 5th game in 3 days on Monday. I have no idea. None what they have left. But what I do know is Little Rock has nothing comparable to Kason Evans and Zach Cowan. So whatever decision Jay makes to go Cowan to start, Evans to start, it's going to be one of those two guys, right? I mean, you have to throw your best guys. So they've gone Kason Evans. It's probably Kason Evans. I'd probably start Cowan, but whatever. Like, whatever decision Jay makes, your best dudes, Evans and Cowan, have to be better than whatever they roll out there in their fifth game in 3 days. And your offense has to show up. Charles, Matt, what lineup would you want to see? Thoughts on moving Milam up? I wouldn't change the lineup a lick. I would leave it exactly as it is. You scored 7 games against Little Rock on Friday. You scored 12 games against Dallas Baptist on Saturday. Today sucked. You left the bases loaded in the third and the fourth in this ball game. You left 11 on base, right? Did I say that right? 10 or 11? You left 10 on base, excuse me. You out-hit them. You had 11 hits in the ball game. You had 11 hits. They had 8. They scored. Do you realize Little Rock scored 10 runs on 8 hits? Let me say that again. Just roll it back. Little Rock scored 10 runs on 8 hits. Like, you gave this team the ball game because you couldn't throw strikes. So the beautiful thing about baseball is you just get to flush it and play tomorrow. You don't have to, it's not like football. We got to stew over it over a week. Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow with Evans and Cowan in whatever order. Shove, hit the ball against whatever 86-mile-an-hour arm they're going to throw. Win your regional, and come back next weekend behind Anderson and Ianson and win a super and go to Omaha. Like, that's what this is. The walks were just disgusting. 11 walks, 7 of them scored. That's the difference in the ball game. If you didn't walk anybody tonight, everything else equal, you win this ball game 4-3. But you gave up 7 runs on 11 walks. So, Sonny asked time for tomorrow. I don't know. Let me see. That is 100% decided upon by TV, what they're going to elect to do. So the start times are all TV. Here it is. LSU's tweeted it. So another night game, 8:00 on ESPN2. So another late night, y'all. LSU Little Rock, Game 7 of the Baton Rouge Regional, 8:00 on ESPN2. Thank you for asking, Sonny. There it is. Got the answer. Okay. Anything else we want to get to? Let's get out of here. Let's get some rest. Let's get ready for tomorrow. Or whenever you're listening or watching this, let's get ready for today. Okay. It's Locked on LSU, your team every day. I appreciate y'all for being there. Stefan asked, why is a coin toss determine home and away? I completely agree with you. I could not agree more. I hate it. I have said this forever and ever and ever. I agree with you in the same way that I think everyone does. It's a deciding game of a regional. You are the higher seed. You are the home team. You should be the home team of the game. It should not come down to a coin toss. 100% absolutely. The higher seed should always be the home team. That should be binary. That should never change. It's why you play through a 56-game regular season to earn the right to play at home, and you should be the home team. I hate the fact that it's going to be a coin toss. So anyway, Cajun said, I'm getting that Stony Brook feeling. No, this isn't Stony Brook. No. You got it wrong. This is 2014 Houston, when LSU was in the winner's bracket, blew a lead in the regional championship Sunday night, came back on Monday and got blown out. If you remember, my buddy Alden Cartwright started that game, faced 3 hitters. I think he hit 2 and walked 1, or hit 1 and walked 2, whatever it was. Stony Brook was a good team. That was a very veteran team that actually had more guys drafted off of that team than LSU did. They were in a super regional. This is 2014 Houston, forcing a Monday. So, but they weren't a 4 seed. See how it goes. All right. let's get out of here. Y'all have an awesome night. Shower up, get some sleep, and we'll be back here. I appreciate y'all for being with us. Please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're on podcast. Please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Rate us, leave a review. We will be back here on Monday night. It'll be a late one, but LSU will play 8 o'clock at the Box. If you're going to be there, God bless you. Go make it loud, make it hard on Little Rock, and bring the Tigers home to a victory. And as soon as that game goes final, we'll be right here on Locked on LSU, your team every day.